Hi, my name is Emily Cannon, and this is my Home and School Connections video. English language learners have a unique set of needs that's going to differ from that of the general student population. Like every student, ELLs have their own cultural influences that they will bring inside the classroom. The most obvious one is going to be the language of their native culture. Each ELL has their own grammar rules, sentence structure, and parts of speech that they're going to have from their own native language. That doesn't always transfer over to what they're being taught inside of the classroom. Some other cultural influences of ELLs is going to be body language and social cues. These both have to do with communication, and they're just as important as the written and spoken stuff because it could compromise their ability to communicate effectively. This is why cultural competency is so important to have as an educator. As a teacher working with the culturally diverse background of students, it is really important to be able to interact with them, appreciate them, and respect the backgrounds that they come from, even if they differ from my own. Cultural competency when working with ELLs begins by trying to establish an effective way of communication. This is not only to teach them content, but to build trust in relationships. Having a relationship that's built on security and trust is a huge part in fulfilling the social and emotional needs of ELL students. Not being proficient in the English language can be really daunting for them, and it's not uncommon for them to struggle with peer relationships and confidence. As a teacher, some strategies that I can incorporate into the classroom to better meet the needs of my ELL students is going to be stress management, goal setting, and incorporating diverse literature so that they feel appreciated and represented in class. In addition to incorporating culturally diverse literature inside the classroom, something that I learned from my practicum teacher is having students do a cultural identity poem where they find a poem that they really relate with that has to do with their culture. The standard is to have the poem incorporate figurative language as well, but something that we could do to get community members and families involved is to have the students present it on a cultural awareness night, and this is something that my practicum school has engaged in the past. Giving students projects like this where they could really get connected with their roots and display their culture and make them feel proud of it is a great way to highlight the assets of the diversity in the classroom. I think this is a great way to make the classroom more inclusive, and I think English language learners would really benefit from something like this. With ELLs in particular, they would obviously get the extra support that they need as far as interpreting the poetry, or getting a list of vocabulary definitions that they could utilize alongside interpreting the literature, and that support would be kind of one-on-one. The role of culture is so important in learning because in order for a student to be engaged and to care and to be motivated in school, they need to feel heard and represented and respected by the community, parents, teachers, and their peer groups as well. So it's really important to promote the diversity to the community members, stay in contact with families, and have a culturally rich classroom. Family and community members play a big role in influencing language learning, mainly through their attitudes. If the parents at home are really encouraging the student to read, to do their grammar practice, to go over the vocabulary, you'll really see a difference in the student and in the classroom and the student's desire to succeed. On the other hand, if the parents don't seem to put too much effort into motivating their child, that will also be reflected. Community practices are also really important in language learning. Just by having ELL students engage with people on the daily basis, whether it be at the grocery store or at a restaurant, they're picking up on social cues and phrases and terminology that they did not know before. So just people having an open mind to it and being patient with them and taking the time to explain certain things that they might not understand will really impact them and their understanding of English.